A touch of motion can really bring a website design to life. That's why most WordPress page builders and block plugins include some predefined animations that you can select from and attach to your elements. What if you want to do something that's not already included though? Your options are pretty limited. You can purchase another third-party plugin such as Motion.page, which by the way is a pretty cool tool, or you can download the Greenstock animation platform GSAP and code something yourself by hand. If you're a Pinegrow user, things are a little bit easier. Their interactions module includes the GSAP libraries and a visual editor to make working with it easy. Not only can you use their extensive pre-built animations for common scenarios, but you can also create your own custom animations however you want using some unique visual tools. When most people think about web animations, they think about things moving around the screen, changing colors, or responding to mouse movements. That's certainly one thing that Pinegrow interactions can do, but it can also be used for more mundane things, like opening mobile menus, creating toggle buttons, building sliders, creating drop-down menus, and setting accessibility parameters. These are all things that are generally controlled by JavaScript libraries like alpine.js, but Pinegrow Interaction gives you an integrated and visual way to do all that without having to learn a separate tool or library. The Pinegrow Interactions module is available for the desktop version of Pinegrow, and it'll likely be included in the upcoming Pinegrow WordPress plugin. The Interactions module isn't just limited to WordPress though. It's a standard JavaScript library that will work with any web project you have. Let's jump into a few sample projects so I can show you how all this works in action. For these, I'm going to open them in the upcoming Pinegrow WordPress plugin. I'll start with the WildMusic tutorial project from Pinegrow. Scrolling down the page, you'll see a lot of things happening. All of this is because of the Pinegrow Interactions GSAP library. I'm going to click on this WildMusic text to show you what's going on. When you look at the tree view panel, you'll notice a few blue icons. These indicate that they have an interaction attached to them. I'll open the interactions panel on the side here so you can see what they do. Starting from the top, this eye icon indicates that the element will be hidden when the page loads. You can see in the interactions panel that it has a hide at start interaction defined. Coming down to our banner section, we have this film strip icon, which indicates a scroll scene interaction. Looking at the properties, we can see two different animations associated with different targets here. Animation 1 reveals the concert background, and Animation 2 fades in the previously hidden navigation menu. And below that, on this image with the word Wild Music, we have another icon, which I'm going to just call the interactions icon. This element has two interactions. One is triggered on mouse hover and reveals the background. The other is triggered on mouse leave and it hides the background again. We're going to take a look at the first scroll scene animation since there are a few things happening with it. The first thing to notice is this target box that indicates which element will be affected by the animation. In this case, it's the banner overlay. You actually don't have to select a specific element either. You can use the Edit Selector dialog box to use any CSS selector you want. You can even include some Pinegrow specific prefixes to target parents, closest matching elements, or any element on the page. Now that we have our target selected, we can click the Edit Animation button to bring up the timeline editor. Here, we can set properties and timings for the target elements or any other element that this animation should control. Clicking the play button will play the animation so we can see what it's doing, and I can drag the playhead back and forth to show different points on the timeline. Clicking on the top purple track opens up the dialog box where we can select and set the element properties that are going to be changed by this animation. In this case, starting at position 0, we are setting the banner's opacity to 1, we're setting the scale to 1, and we're removing the InScroll class. This is a good place to stop and explain a little bit about the types of things that GSAP and Pinegrow interactions can control. I'll click the Add Properties button to show you a list. At a high level, it's giving us the ability to change nearly any CSS property, add and remove CSS classes, add, remove, and change attributes, control media playback, scroll the page, modify the DOM, control Lottie animations, or control other Pinegrow interactions. The possibilities are really outstanding. Now I'm going to go to our blue track. This one's a little bit different. It doesn't set the properties in a binary fashion, but rather it tweens properties to animate them between 2 points in time. As you see here, it's setting the opacity to 0 to hide the overlay, while at the same time scaling that overlay to make it look like the Wild Music text is growing to fill the screen. If you want to see how the rest of this page was built, check out the Wild Music tutorial project on Pinegrow's website. Again, like most things in Pinegrow, the concepts are all platform agnostic, so they'll apply whether you're using Pinegrow or not. The main difference is the interface. Without Pinegrow, you'd be doing most of these things directly in code without the benefit of the visuals tools. I found the Pinegrow documentation and tutorial projects to be an invaluable tool for learning how to use Pinegrow interactions. They have an entire section devoted to interactions projects, and they walk you through step-by-step things like making an interactive image hotspot, animated accordions, animated menus and sliders. They also have a great examples page that you can open up directly inside Pinegrow Desktop's editor to play with and view the code. Once you get the hang of Pinegrow interactions, you'll find that a lot of third-party plugins you may have used in the past suddenly become redundant. As always, if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe or leave a comment down below, and I'll see you next time.